Alright guys, welcome to another episode of Initial DIY Mods. Today we actually take our Mini Cooper out for the first drive. We got to take it out and have some fun in the snow. So here's a few things we had to do to prepare for that. And of course end up having some fun and seeing what's wrong, what breaks, and what issues need to be fixed as we go out on our maiden voyage. Alright, here's to being hopeful. This is the first start attempt. Something's wrong. That's an electrical issue. Let's see what the voltage went to. Tried to fire though. Alright, we're getting some sputters. So we're doing flood clear right now. And flood clear essentially means it's not spraying any fuel. So hopefully that cleared out enough. You can see it kind of sputtering as it tried. We're going to go ahead and Control L, start a log here, and try to start it. And Control B. Alright, so we're getting ready to go live tonight. So I want to get some gearbox oil in there. So we're putting in some MT90 from Redline. Into the gearbox back here, and kind of funny, I mean, without the front bumper and stuff, it's so short that it makes it pretty easy once you have the bumper off to throw in some gearbox oil. And we're just going to keep pumping until some gearbox oil comes out, and that means that you've hit the fill level, and this might take a while. So we'll finish this up and see you when we go live. All right, so here we go. It wasn't starting, so I'm going to go ahead and change the trigger angle to 20 degrees. I got some spark. When I was trying to set the time before, 20 degrees kept popping up. So I went ahead and set the trigger advance to that, burned it, close out. Let's go ahead and start a log, Control L. Key in, on. Let's do this. Open the garage, open the garage. And it doesn't even sound horrible. We've locked the spark advance to 5 degrees. We'll check the timing here in a bit. Engine maps at 51. RPM's idling at 900. Oh man, this thing sounds good. Little cammy, even though there isn't a cam in it apparently, but we'll find out. Oh, that's awesome. AFR gauge doesn't look like it's working, so we'll have to figure out how we got to get that fixed. But other than that, do the wheels turn? Oh, I probably shouldn't try it because it's still technically on the ground. But yeah, no, that's awesome. I'm going to stop that log, Control B, shut it off. That is awesome. We got it fucking started. Like, are you shitting me? This worked. Before I get carbon monoxide poisoning, I'm gonna let the garage clear out a bit. I'm still using the Miata to charge the battery, but oh, this is turning out awesome, and I can't believe it started. We'll give it a shot, and we'll hopefully be able to drive around today. Oh, it's a good day. All right, let's go for our first drive. It's on the ground, it's running. I only have one headlight in right now because I've got some wires for the alternator and stuff running through there. This is the RPM and tax signal, so we're leaving the window open. My laptop's plugged in, so I gotta unplug that and get it out of the way so I don't run it over. Car's out of the way. All right, let's see here. Let's see if we can get the headlights. The one works, the windshield's dusty, but I don't have anything to clean it because I don't have any wipers. And I'll buckle up just in case, even though I don't really need to because I'm going 8 miles an hour. Air-fuel ratio's in the 15s. We'll see if we can change that. Okay, it's definitely idling a bit. Off. All right, power steering doesn't work. So I'll have to figure out what's going on there. driving with all-wheel drive. Drop it in second gear, slides a little bit because rear-wheel drive now. Woo! Ooh, it's icy. Of course, the ABS does not work. Let me pump up the brake a little bit. I don't have any... Oh, maybe I just have really weird braking. Oh wow. Okay, so it's just, there's a whole lot of vacuum assist on this. Getting funny looks from people. Alright, I got, yeah, well, one headlight, rumbly engine, half an exhaust. That'll do that. It needs an alignment, that's for sure. Our tuning's software seems to be doing okay. At least it's keeping the engine running. Gonna try and go down the straight here. Man, this transmission's like... Something happening here? We're gonna turn around and see. How's our air filter? It's got a little bit of snow, but not too bad. All right, I'm gonna call this a successful test drive. We're gonna drive back. I really can't do much tuning in the snow. So let's get those lights back on. So we're gonna go ahead and loop back around since it is idling. I heard a little bit of blow off valvey, phew! Don't get me stranded out here. Shit. That's not good. It's got some pretty big toe out and some pretty aggressive camber, so it totally needs an alignment, especially in the rear. Look at this side. Shit looks broken. Also got some toe out and pretty aggressive camber. The front looks pretty good though. Wheel gap's pretty aggressive, but again, this thing's freaking complete rally style, so that's totally fine. Oh, I've been driving around with the trunk open this whole time. Oops. All right, so we bumped up the idle a little bit using the BISS screw, which is the base idle set screw, I think. And essentially, what we're doing is we're taking another lap here, and See if it goes any better. I went ahead and shut everything off, or closed everything. The trunk wasn't actually closed before. It was just dangling open. And I'll have to figure out how to override the power steering. I'm getting some, like, I think that's the suspension flexing. And every time it flexes, it's like punching. So we got all this data in here filled out. And essentially what all this data points right there, that's everything we just changed on our little drive there. And we did give it a little hit. I didn't see what it topped out at, but I heard the blow-off valve. So it at least had some boost or close to zero vac. And it looks like we got a few down here that were changed as well in the previous round. So it's idling right now about 900, 3,700 RPM was the max, and our map was 80. Our maximum map was close to 100. A couple of jabs at the throttle. We'll probably have to change the acceleration enrichment. The acceleration enrichment is basically how much you push the throttle. If you throttle really hard suddenly, like blip it, like that, basically the TPS is going to show that acceleration, and so right now it's stuttering. And what we can do is we can go over, once we kind of get this in the more of the ballpark throughout the whole map, we can go over, I don't know if it's in accessories, idle, we need to do that later, spark, we'll have to do spark after we do fuel, acceleration enrichment. So basically, depending on how much you blip the throttle, how quickly in percent per second. So that sounds like it's not giving it enough, because if we look over when we jab it, it's going lean real quick, and then it's flooding rich. So what we probably have to do is increase these points a bit. And again, I have no idea what I'm doing, but see, at least that's sounding better. And we're about to die here. But at least now it's not sputtering. Which is pretty cool. So we got a lot of things to fix. Looks like some stuff that might be loose, not bolted in, or just giving too much adjustment, too much play. So we'll go ahead and see what we can do later on. Take a look under the car. So that mount shouldn't have fallen like that, but it did. All right, so that was the lower control arm mount on the rear side. So basically right back here on the suspension. And what ended up happening was it got shredded on one part and fell out. It was pretty old and dry rotted. I haven't replaced it yet, so I have zip ties just sort of holding it on so it doesn't slide off the back. But basically, that mount had slid out, which was allowing the lower control arm to move side to side. So anytime that you hit the brakes, it would slam this way on the metal surface, and then anytime you accelerated, it would again come back and slam this way. And so that was what was happening with that big clunking sound that we were hearing on our test drive. So it's a little bit inconvenient. Basically, like, the mounts are just, maybe it's a little bit too tight. So I'll need to go in and refab up that part so that it fits a little bit better with the stock mount. And of course, I need to order a replacement for that mount that is shredded. Thanks for watching, guys. It was a lot of fun going out for the first drive. We got a lot more tuning to do. We have to do a lot more work with the fuel pressure, with basically everything on the car now that it's actually running. Of course, there's some other things we're going to figure out as we brake. We still have to updo the brake, redo the brakes in the back, get in alignment, get all the tuning, get the dash to work, everything else. So still a lot more to do, but a huge milestone to actually be able to drive this thing. So please like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell button for notifications so that you know when new videos come out, so you can see when this thing's actually drifting on the track or hitting the rally courses, maybe even hitting some drag strips as well. So that'll be exciting. So please subscribe, hit the bell for that. If you have any questions, you can always write me an emails or comment below. I usually get to them within a day or two, sometimes within a couple of minutes. So, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.